Hey there, spooky kids. Welcome back to Paranormal Hagrid. Alan and Karen here. And for this video, we are going to be talking about the Mega Toy Fair at Wavell Showground, which happened on the 31st of May 2025. We went along, joined the huge crowds, and we are going to showcase some of our fandoms, the things that we bought at this particular fair. So I'm going to kick it off with a Blockbuster Rewind Funko Pop of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I have a small collection that's becoming quite a large collection of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation stuff. And this is shaped like a little VHS tape. And when you open it up, you have Clark Griswold inside. And it's right at the point where he joins the wires together that light up the top of the house. It also has a Blockbuster Rewind card, which has Clark on the front. So what do you have?
One of my first purchases was a Hot Wheels car, which is Kit. Love Kit, grew up watching Kit like many of Gen Xers. So I've got a little kit to go with my Scooby-Doo Playmobil sets.
And you have a Kit Playmobil.
And I have a Kit Playmobil as well that I am yet to put together. And I bought another little Barbie car. If you saw our last video, I bought a Barbie car to go with Ken's Barbie car.
But is it Ken enough?
Yeah, so I've got those two. And Meow. I wasn't sure what this one was because we're not too familiar with litters 1, 2 and 3. But I had a look once I got home, and this is Chocolate Cake Cat from litter 3. So cool. Chocolate cake is my favourite cake, so I'm really stoked to get a chocolate cake cat. And toe bench check, little swirly chocolate toe beans, so cute, so soft. So a new one for the Meow collection. Glad to see that there were 2 stalls that had Meows. One stall had loads of other toys and separate opened Meows like this one, and a different stall had boxes that were of course unopened, but they were litters that we've either got or don't want. So this was my only Meow score on the day.
So one of my other fandoms is Angel from the X-Men, and I managed to find 2, a red and a blue figurines. They were $25 each, which is pretty cheap for these particular ones, and these are in excellent condition. I actually do have a statue that Karen bought me of Angel in his red uniform. It's exactly the same as this.
Yeah, a few years ago now.
It's sitting in a cabinet, and I have a Funko Pop of the more modern X-Men uniform that he wears. But I still don't have him with the metal wings, so I'm trying to find one with the metal wings when he becomes Archangel. So yeah, it's another one that I've got. Put that over there.
And my first purchase, actually, of the day was a Cool Mints can.
So there were some stalls that had more than toys, and this particular stall had a whole heap of old advertising and canisters and stuff. So a
bit rusty on the inside, but that's okay. I'm not about to go put my Cool Mints in it.
Do you reckon that would have been the 50s?
I'm
60s?
not sure. I don't know. I really don't know. I reckon probably 70s, really.
But Cool Mints were awesome.
Cool Mints and Cool Fruits.
Cool Fruits.
Anyone remember Cool Fruits? Cool Fruits. I don't think you can get them anymore.
No,
haven't seen them. You can still get Cool Fruits, but you can't get Cool Mints. But you can't get Cool Fruits. So that was a really nostalgic, cool score. I really love that. I've been actually after one of those. I couldn't believe it when I finally saw one.
So yeah, one of my bigger fandoms is Ghostbusters, and I have quite a collection of Ghostbusters. It spans 2 rooms now of the house.
Not entire rooms.
But it's a lot.
They're spread over.
I managed to get this Ecto 1 and Ecto 1A. So that's first movie, second movie.
Hot Wheels, of
Hot
course.
Wheels. I have a fair few of the Hot Wheels collections like that, but I didn't have that one. And I managed to get something else which is fairly new, and only one person in the entire toy fair of God knows how many tables actually had this for sale. And that is the pink Ecto one. $50 it cost. I don't know whether that's a good price for it or not. I don't care. I saw it and I went, I want that, so I bought it. It does look cool. It's pink slips. So there's a whole series of cars come out in pink slips, and they're just painted pink. It's even got pink on what should be the white wall tires. They're pink wall tires now.
Very cool.
So 2 Ghostbusters items from this Mega Toy Fair. Your turn.
I'll go with this one. As you know, if you've been to the Mega Toy Fair, there are stacks and stacks of tables. I think over 300 tables.
A lot.
Apparently. It did go over 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, but we only went on the Saturday. I was tempted to go back on the Sunday and grab the things that I didn't get, but I restrained myself. This one isn't for me. This is a silly light there. This is a Ford GT XA Falcon Coupe. This is not for me. This is for my son-in-law's birthday. He won't be watching this video, so I can share that news with you. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I believe they come out at the newsagent or currently or have previously.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was a good score for his birthday.
Another of my fandoms, which I have a bit of but not a huge amount, and this is something that I wanted when it came out but we just couldn't get it, was the Pac-Man plug-in game that has a whole heap of old video games on it. This is obviously one of the ghosts, but this also acts as a light if you leave it plugged in and you turn the game section off, so it sits there glowing. I actually have a couple of Pac-Man lights now, so add it to the collection, and it tells you on the back all the games that it has. I don't know if you can read that there, but I'm not going to try and read that out.
Yeah.
But there's multiple Pac-Mans.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, we even tried to get one on Marketplace. We found one on Marketplace, but it sold before we could message them. So, yeah, I think they were a little bit popular when they were out, but yeah.
So they had Pac-Man himself and the Red Ghost, whose name escapes me right now. I think it's Blinky, actually. Clyde's the orange one. And Pinky's the pink one. Yes, it's going to be Inky, Blinky,
yeah,
Clyde and Pinky. That sounds
something
about
like
right. You got more?
All right. Yes, I do have more. Now, I love Frosted Flakes. I call them Frosty Flakes. But yeah, the cereal, and everyone should know Tony the Tiger. I was actually after a Funko Pop of Tony the Tiger. There are a few variations, and they really vary in price. Some are very expensive. I'd assume that's the first edition of the Funko Pops, but this is pretty cool. Only $40, and I checked, and it's $39.99 at Pop Culture anyway. So yeah, look how cool that is. He's got little, stupid light. He's got his little box of cereal, and he's got his little hands that you can change out with his cereal bowl and his spoon eating his cereal. So yeah, Tony the Tiger, awesome. Love Tony the Tiger. So if anyone knows of any pops going, let me know in the comments, please. But yeah, really love that. That's probably my favourite score of the day for me.
So into my final collection of what's probably my biggest collection now.
Yeah, biggest collection. It's bigger than your Ghostbusters collection, I think.
It's Masters of the Universe, particularly Skeletor and the bad guys. So I saw these at another toy fair. I think it was St. Clair. And they had sold, and I made an offer and bought them. And this is Skeletor's sword. No, I bought them. I saw them at St. Clair. I bought them at the Mega Toy Fair.
Yeah.
So this is Skeletor's sword, and it's actually metal. It's actually quite heavy, and it comes with Skeletor's Havoc stuff, which is also metal.
Yes, at first we thought they would just be plastic, but no, they are actually metal, which is really cool.
Now I have I actually think I've got all of the collection now of the micro figures But I actually didn't have this particular Skeletor. I had the Leo Skeletor, which is, I think, a Brazilian version. Is slightly different. So this is the tiny little Skeletor. I've actually got Battle Cat. The only one I haven't seen is Panther. I've got Teela, I've got He-Man, but I haven't seen a tiny Panther yet. So if there's one out there, let me know. But my final piece was the most expensive piece of the day. And I had not seen one of these before, and there was a He-Man, but I didn't want the He-Man because He-Man sucks. Skeletor's awesome. A Skeletor 1984 original Mattel Money Bank. It's just missing the little bit on there, and that cost $95. So it's a bit of an investment in joy, actually.
Yeah.
And it looks so cool, and I wanted it, so I got it.
Yeah, that's a good score.
Skeletor Money Box.
Very good score. Very good score.
Like I said, I've never seen one before, not in person. We saw a Masters of the Universe clock at the last toy fair.
At St. Clair, which
that was
should have really got
$100.
Yeah, he wanted $100 for it. He wouldn't take an offer because he said he would just keep it. But I was hoping he would have been there with it.
But it's strange because a lot of the people we thought would be there weren't there.
No, a lot of people weren't, unfortunately. But the podcast guys couldn't find them. Wanted to get a Crystal Castle off them for She-Ra. So, yeah, lucked out there. But nevertheless, we are pretty happy with our score. It was a really good day. There was a massive lineup. We got in and we were there for 2 hours. We left at 12. We come out and there were still people lining up at 12. And Mega Toy Fair on the Haunts of Adelaide post confirmed that the line was still going until 1 o'clock. So it was very popular. Heaps of people. It started out pretty roomy between the tables when we first went in there, and it got really crowded
and hot
by the time that we were leaving.
Yeah, it got hot by 12 o'clock.
It was getting warm in there, and there was plenty of people. So
some tables you just couldn't even get to the tables; they were just surrounded by people.
Yeah, there was a good variety, heaps of stuff, dolls, most pop culture.
Lego, Star Wars.
Lots of Lego, lots of Star Wars.
Care Bears.
A few
old
Care
toys,
Bears.
lots of old toys.
Yeah, lots of old toys, lots of cars, of course.
Video
Pinkies.
games as well.
Yeah, lots of games, lots of cartridges. Vintage dolls, antique dolls.
What are those new ones called that you hate that everyone's buying?
Blue melon things. I don't know what the hell they are, but they're ugly. They're ugly. You people are insane if you are lining up for hours for those things, I tell you. I'll stick to my meows. Thank you very much. They're ugly. Ugly things. So my last score was this little guy. This cute little kitty. I saw him. Some lovely ladies had him at their table. And you do your rounds, you do your lap, and you grab what you see first of all, and then you and ah about a few things. And this was my and ah. And I remembered, and luckily he was there. This was the last thing we bought before we left, and he was still there. $35. He's really cute, really soft. So he's a little cute little guy. Add to the cat collection. But shout out to all the vendors. They were really friendly, had chats with a lot of people. So hi and thanks for making our day really enjoyable. And we look forward to the next one. We're hoping to get a table ourselves at St. Clair. So Alan can sell some books and I'll be selling some Care Bears and whatnots. Probably some meows as well, actually. So, thanks to people we had chats with, and hi, hope to see you again, and thanks for making our day so awesome.
And like and subscribe.
Thanks.
Do it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.